Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Murder y Comadriando a la Distancia. How are you all?
Hi. Good.
Hello.
Good. Ready to get this episode
And
started?
today
Yes.
we're doing urban legends. We're each gonna do a story, and the one starting it off will be Esmeralda.
Yes. So my story today is in Spanish, and it's not an urban legend. It's a scary story. So I hope you guys are ready. Okay. So
We ready?
you ready? You ready? Okay. En un pueblo en México hay una casa que se convirtió en un asilo. Ahora, esta historia es de uno de los nietos de una mujer que se había quedado allí. En este asilo habían pasado varios familiares de este muchacho, incluyendo su abuelo y una tía, que fallecieron ahí en ese mismo asilo. El asilo no era solamente para ancianos, sino también era para personas con enfermedades como demencia. Ahora, la abuela empieza a sentirse muy mal y no había nadie en la familia que pudiera quedarse con ella. Este muchacho no tenía otras responsabilidades porque incluso hace poco lo habían despedido de su trabajo. Entonces, él voluntariamente decide ir a quedarse con su abuela en el asilo y cuidarla. La abuela estaba mal al punto de donde los familiares no pensaban que iba a tener mucho tiempo para vivir. Decían, la abuela va a fallecer en unos días, alguien tiene que ir nomás a cuidarla, a mantenerle compañía, para que no esté sola. Cuando este muchacho llega a este lugar, le empiezan a pasar cosas extrañas. Este lugar no es un lugar donde hay gente que necesita ayuda mental, sino son personas ancianos, personas que tienen la vista un poco perdidas. No es un entorno motivador, pero tampoco tan triste. Todas las personas son peculiares y la gran mayoría son personas mayores. Cuando él entra, hay un banquito cerca de la puerta, a la entrada. Y en ese banquito hay una persona como de 30 a 35 años y muy robusta con cabello negro. Ella se le queda mirando y la mirada de ella era diferente al resto de las personas. Las otras personas tenían miradas perdidas, pero ella tenía una mirada fija con inteligencia y lo estaba analizando. Se le hizo muy raro, pero él pensó, a lo mejor es familiar de alguien, un visitante. Pero esa mirada era una mirada incomodante y también inagradable. Él sigue su camino adentro, ya no le pone atención y encuentra a su abuela. Bueno, esa noche que se queda ahí, él se duerme en un sillón pequeño en una esquina de la recámara. Él ve la puerta abrirse y es la sombra de esa mujer robusta. Él le dice en voz baja, ¿qué quiere? Déjenos descansar, mi abuela está malita. La persona toma la puerta, la cierra y él escucha los pasos que se van. Él se dice a sí mismo, no, qué extraño, me da mala vibra esa señora. Él se levanta, se fija bien en la puerta, la cierra y voltea. Y cuando voltea, él mira la sombra de esta señora robusta sentada en el sillón donde él estaba acostado. Él se asusta y ahora entiende que no está mirando a una persona. Él tira un grito y la abuela se despierta. Él prende las luces y no ve nada. Le dice a su abuela, discúlpeme abuela, tuve una pesadilla, todo está bien. Él sigue junto a la puerta y la abuela le dice, está bien, mijito, déjame descansar. Él sale y le dice a una de las enfermeras lo que pasó. Y la enfermera le dice, déjala, es la antigua prima de la dueña. A veces aparece, pero no hace nada. Y él le dijo, ¿así nomás? ¿Así de campante? Y la enfermera le dice, pues, ¿qué hacemos, señor? Se acostumbra uno a ella. Él se queda días allí y van pasando cosas raras. Él empieza a sentirse muy mal, no recuerda haber soñado, pero se levanta bien cansado. Él empieza a tener ideas muy negativas, pensamientos que le dice que se haga daño, pensamientos que él nunca antes había tenido. Ni cuando a él lo habían despedido de su trabajo le afectó emocionalmente. Él se estaba hundiendo allí. Él piensa, ha dormido mal y por eso se está sintiendo así. So él decide irse hacia su casa y cuando llega le dice a sus padres, hoy no puedo quedarme con mi abuela, manden a alguien más y yo regreso mañana. Él se acuesta y cae como una piedra. Todo el día y toda la noche se la pasa dormido en su cama tirado. Cuando despierta, se siente como si nada. Y él pensó, esto está muy extraño y no duermo así. Nunca, ni cuando me desvelo me quedo tanto tiempo en la cama. Algo está pasando. Cuando él regresa al asilo, apenas entra y siente como si no había dormido nada. Él está deshecho al instante. Él sabe que allí hay algo. Ahora, él cree en la brujería y en el mundo espiritual porque en su familia han habido historias de todo eso. Entonces, él se pone como detective y empieza a indagar con las enfermeras, les empieza a hacer preguntas y como su abuela se la pasa en la cama descansando y no puede hacer mucho, él se la pasa preguntándole a las enfermeras, ¿la dueña de aquí no sabe si hace trabajos? Y las enfermeras, ¿cómo, joven? ¿Cómo trabajos? Y él dijo, sí, trabajos de brujería. Y apenas ellos escuchan que él menciona eso, las personas se quedan calladas y se dan la vuelta y no le hablan. Esto le confirma a él que sí estaban haciendo brujería allí. Y las enfermeras sabían que estaban haciendo cosas. Él sigue investigando y hablando con los trabajadores y esta figura ya no se le aparece. Un día ve a la dueña y le increpa o le reprende directamente a ella. Oiga, me topé a su prima. Y cuando él le menciona eso a la dueña se pone instantemente nerviosa, porque nadie nunca se lo había dicho tan directo a ella. Y él le dice, y ya sé que usted la embrujó para que se quede aquí. O me dice qué es lo que está haciendo aquí, o yo me encargo que para usted no hay una mañana. La dueña le dice, mire joven, pásele a mi oficina y vamos a hablar. Si quiere la información, le doy un premio aparte, pero esto se va a tener silencio o el que carga las consecuencias es usted. Él le dice, está bien, dígame. Después de que le dé la información, usted y su abuela se largan de aquí y ya no los voy a admitir. Pero si usted abre la boca, yo no me voy a encargar de que le vaya mal, usted sabe. Y el joven le dice, dígame, me lo aviento. En esta casa hacíamos brujería. Mi tía, mi abuela, mi mamá y yo. Nos encargábamos a eso y nos dedicábamos a eso. A mí me gustó, digamos, irme a algo más drástico y peligroso. Y digamos que fallé. Me traje algo más fuerte que yo. Y eso se llevó a mi mamá, a mi abuela y a mi tía. La mujer que usted está mirando es una de las brujas que estaba aquí en la casa. Esa cosa me quería llevar a mí y yo le dije, ¿qué te parece si te traigo a personas y te las intercambio? Y aquí tenemos muy buen negocio. Llévese a su abuela y le van a quedar varios años de vida, pero si usted abre la boca, no amanece mañana y yo no voy a encargarme de eso. Cuando él escucha eso, siente en la espalda un cosquillo horrible y cuando voltea está esta prima. Esa que estás viendo allí se parece a mi prima, pero no es. Ella se va a encargar. Él se paró de la oficina, habló con su familia, habló con las enfermeras y se llevó a su abuela. Y 4 años después falleció la abuela. Y hasta el día de hoy no se sabe qué pasó con ese asilo. Nomás se sabe que ya no es asilo y no saben qué pasó con la casa. And that's the
Whoa,
story.
well, the good thing is he was able to get out and take his grandma.
I know.
Things could have been a lot worse, right? Like she could have been like, "Nope, you're staying here. There's no way out."
Yes. Yep. And remember, he had already lost family members in that same asylum. That story gave me the chills. As soon as she said, "Hey, I'll bring you people for you,"
Yeah.
I got chills. I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God."
A mí me dio chills cuando dijiste de la espalda and then that she was in the back. I was like, where's she at?
Yes. Yes, but that is my story. I hope you guys enjoyed
Oh
it.
God. It was good.
It was good? Okay, good.
Yes.
Mm.
Who wants to go?
Where did you
Who's
say is that? ¿Cómo se llamaba el asilo?
no dice
I
nombre?
don't know.
¿Cómo dice
So,
el nombre?
esta historia es basada en una historia real. So,
Ah,
no se dice el nombre del asilo, el nombre del muchacho, de la abuela, de nadie. No se menciona el nombre de nada. No más que es en México.
in Mexico. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Just that it's in Mexico. But there's no mention of any names anywhere.
And they don't
Because
say
That's
it
like
is based
crazy.
on a
the
true
region?
story.
They don't say
Huh?
like where in Mexico.
No.
It's in Mexico.
It's just in Mexico. But there's no mention of the location, no mention of nothing. And at the end, it says that they know that it's no longer an asylum, but they don't know what's happened with the house. So the house could still be there, but
Probably a hospital now. No, I'm kidding.
yeah, probably
Probably.
something else. Oh my gosh. I don't
Something,
know.
yeah.
I don't know. But I'm like, ooh, I read that story and I was like, that creeped me
No,
out.
y en México sí hay pues muchas brujas. Ya ves muchas,
Yeah.
como dicen de que like, well, I don't know if you guys have heard, I've never seen it personally, pero que según son bolas de fuego, las brujas, y que salen
Yeah.
en las noches. Ya, dice que en las noches son las brujas se convierten como en bolas de fuego y salen así para arriba, que vuelan. When you see something flying like fire up, bolas,
Yeah.
son
Es
brujas.
una
But
bruja.
that's what I heard in Mexico. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
I
I was
know.
like, I was like, I gotta tell this one. This one's good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. I was gonna do two, but then I was like, this one's kind of long. And then I
Yeah.
had it by memory, but there were little details that I wanted to make sure I didn't mess up. That's why I had to read it. Because like how it
Yeah.
describes her, how it describes the conversations that he had. I was like, I don't want to mess up those details.
You're like, nah, I gotta read
I
it. It's
know.
better sometimes. Yeah, it works
Yeah.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, even though I'm looking down like the whole time, but I'm like, that's okay. Me
Yeah.
sacrifico, and I'll read it.
¿Y tú,
Yeah.
Ceci, cuál es la tuya?
Okay, I printed it out though.
You're
Next
like, I
time
got
I'm gonna
this.
end up printing mine out.
I had to.
I
literally
just
had to
write
print it
mine.
out 'cause I was like, I'm not gonna remember everything. So
Yes.
okay, so mine is called Laugh in the Dark. And
Sounds dark.
okay, so
Sounds creepy.
in 1970s in Long Beach, California,
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, yes.
there was a fun house called Laugh in the Dark. There was an urban legend about all the mannequins inside were fake. But the urban legend came to be that all mannequins looked super fake except for one.
Huh.
The one looked more realistic than the others. A lot of kids, when they would get near this area of this particular mannequin, would say he stank. And so years go by, and now it's December 8th of 1976.
Okay.
And a film crew decided to make a movie on this set, like where the place is. And one day the director said that he didn't like the way that the stinky mannequin looked in this particular frame that he was like filming. So he asked one of the crew members to move it. So the crew member goes and he starts moving the mannequin, and the arm pops off.
Ooh.
And inside the mannequin's arm were human bone and muscle tissue that were visible. So the kids were right all along. The mannequin was a mummified body.
Oh,
What?
crap.
So on December 9th, an autopsy was conducted and determined the body was that of a human male who died by a gunshot wound to the chest, and the body was completely petrified, covered in wax, and was covered in layers of, I think it's sulfurous paint. So what
Yeah.
it is, it's like, you guys know what that is, right?
Yeah. Sulfurous paint.
Sulfur.
And it weighed about 50 pounds and was 63 inches tall. Some hair was still visible on the sides, and in the back of the head, while the ears and toes were missing.
What?
The man that had been embalmed turned out to be Elmer McCurdy, and McCurdy was an American outlaw who was killed in a shootout with police after robbing a train in Oklahoma.
Oh.
And this was in October of 1911. He was called the bandit who wouldn't give up. His mummified body was first put up on display at an Oklahoma funeral and then became a fixture of traveling carnivals and sideshows during the 1920s. So through the 1960s, after changing several ownerships, he ended up at the amusement park in Long Beach.
Yeah.
So after they had like discovered all of this and they did like the autopsy and news broke out that they found like an actual human in there.
Yeah.
Several states and several funeral homes were fighting to get his body. Because they wanted to bury him in their cemetery.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it happened to be, but Oklahoma ended up winning. So Oklahoma ended up winning. So he is now buried in Oklahoma. And I believe when the news broke out about his body and everything being found, like they kind of waited for someone to come, like family members to come and say, hey, you know, he's related to me or whatever, so they can bury him where they wanted. Nobody ever showed up.
Well, I mean, he had already been dead how many years?
Yes. And
many.
So finally, when the Oklahoma funeral home went and got his body, they did do a proper burial.
Mm-hmm.
And so no one would steal him. They covered it in cement. Casket, and then they put cement and then the dirt. Yeah. And so if you think about it, he died in,
you said 1911?
11, and then was being traveled around in a circus and was put up on display
for 60 years.
Yes, for 60 years.
Damn.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Okay, hold on. I got a lot to do. I got a lot. I got a lot of things. I'm thinking a whole bunch of stuff right now. My story gave me the chills. I know. My story gave me the chills, but your story made my, I was like, what the hell? Why
this was shocking.
I know. Why did the funeral home, why didn't they bury him? Or were they trying to like show or like put a display that they can wax people?
Or was it because he was famous? Because he got into
it was because he was famous, because he was like an American outlaw that was going and robbing. And when he did rob the train, the only thing that he robbed during the shootout was, I think it was like 2 jugs of whiskey.
What?
And $47.
Well, back in that
think about it. This was in 1911.
Oh God, pobrecito.
2 jugs of whiskey. And
but he was rich. $47 back then, it was a lot of money.
Yeah, and they say that in the first funeral home where they had him up on display, that place would offer people to come look at the body, and they would only let you come and see him if you would put nickels in his mouth.
In his mouth? What the hell?
So I think like maybe they would put nickels in his mouth, and then the coroner after or the people would later go back and get all these nickels, because think about it, if for $47 was a lot, a nickel was probably like $1.
He was used and abused.
Yes, he was.
Well, if he was an outlaw, it was for a reason. So Dang, that was a good one, China.
Yeah, that was cool because estaba como like
Yes,
todo así. That was cool. I like that one.
that was a good one. That was a good one.
Like, imagine you go to this fun house and then you're like on this ride and then you're like, oh, this like mannequin fucking stinks. And then later on you turn to find out that, oh, there was
It was
actually, they're like, we're like, oh my God, did you guys hear? You guys remember that stinky mannequin? It was a dead body, you guys. It was a dead body.
Do you know
Oh my
what
God.
cemetery in Oklahoma they have here now?
um
Or they don't like, yeah, no saben.
they say the town or the city, I think it's not a city. The area, I think it's Guthrie, Oklahoma, or I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Interesting.
you guys can do
That's cool.
more research on
That was a
Elmer
good story.
McCurdy.
Yeah.
Elmer McCurdy. That's a good story.
Yeah.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
tell another one, or is that the one?
I have one, but I don't know if Sissy wants to go with her
Okay.
next one. Because the other one, it's really simple and short.
Yeah, okay. Mine's are really short too. If you want, I'll do one and then ya te se aventas la otra.
And
So
I
mine
won't
is
say
like,
no more.
you're like, I have two. They're like legends or myths that I like estuve buscando. The first one is on Kuche Sake Ona from Japan.
Never heard of it.
No, you haven't? I think there's like actually a movie about it. I think it's called Carved. And it's about a woman who has like her mouth slit from like ear to ear.
Oh my God.
I haven't heard that.
No? Okay, so here it goes. So this one, Kuche Sake Ona was a beautiful woman from Japan who had a jealous husband who believed infidelity happened or something like that. So he slit her face. And this is like, we're talking back like from like 1200 to 800 years ago. Like lo que dicen. And they said that she turned, like after that, like she started roaming the streets y se ponía a mask. And she's a vengeful ghost that haunts Japan. She goes after children in particular, but she goes after everybody else, but mostly it's kids. And she asks them a question. And the question is, if you get it right, you are safe. The trouble is there is no right answer.
Oh, I think I
So-
have heard this one. I
You
think I
have?
have. Yes, I have. Okay, go. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Well, the woman wears a mask and her figure is like really, she has a really nice figure. Her eyes are really like, it's just the mask and you see the body, the face and everything así tapada.
She
And
looks
she looks
attractive.
really, really good.
Yeah.
And then she asks you, she's like, am I pretty? And if you say no, she carries a pair of scissors and she'll like kill you with the scissors. And if you say yes, then she takes off the mask and she has like her mouth. Well, what I told you guys, that she has her mouth slit from ear to ear.
Yes.
And like you can't run away, she'll still kill you. And this was like, it's a myth that has been happening y que dicen que es de Japan. And
I
I'm telling you, there's
have
a movie
heard
that,
it. I
You
have
have?
heard it. Yes. Where she does ask like, "Oh, am I pretty?" And if you say no, she kills you. But if you say
Yes.
yes, she'll remove her mask and ask you again, "Am I pretty?"
Yes. Uh-huh.
And if
And then
you
you'll be
say
like,
yes, she's like, "You're lying to me," and she still kills you.
she still kills you. Yeah. And that's in
I heard
Japan.
that
It's
one.
Bromley, Japan.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, that's a good one. I forgot about that. But then when you're like, she asks you a question, I was like, I know this one. You
Yeah,
turn
and
around
I
and
think
run
there's a
away.
movie
Don't
even on
answer.
Netflix. I don't know if it's still
Hold on,
or
give me a
not.
second.
It's that.
That was funny. Okay.
Oh,
But
God.
yeah, I have heard that myth. That one's good. I didn't know they had a movie about it.
Yeah, I think it's called Carved, and I think it was on Netflix. But I don't know if it's still on Netflix or not, but I heard it's called Carved. Mhm.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah, and like I've seen pictures, así pues hay muchos like videos and like salen diferentes, but I don't know if it's the real one or not. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But
And you know
yeah.
what's
But it's
funny
pretty cool.
though? I love listening to scary stories, and I especially love them in Spanish. That's what I was telling my
Yeah.
husband. I love scary stories in Spanish. And I told him the story I was gonna say today, and he goes, "Babe, sí me dio escalofrío." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, me too." But I told him like the
Yeah.
faster version of it. But me dio escalofrío, and yeah. But I don't like scary movies.
You don't.
I don't
I
like
like scary
scary
movies, but I don't
movies.
have anybody to watch them with. Nobody here likes watching scary movies with
I
me.
don't like scary movies, and my kids like scary movies.
Están al revés.
But you know what it is mostly? I don't like paranormal scary movies.
You know what? Those are worse because they make you like jump more. Like, como que
Because
se siente como más real to me.
yes, like to me, I'm like, look, it's not that I don't believe in it, but I just respect it to where I leave it alone. Like trabajo de brujería and stuff, I respect it.
I'll give you a quick glimpse.
Give me a glimpse. Give me a glimpse. Give me a glimpse. Ew, what the fuck is that?
I can't see it.
No?
What is that?
Oh, what is it? A doll? Is it a doll?
Is that mannequin, or is that your next story?
No, that was the mannequin.
That looked really scary.
Let me see. It looks like a kid.
That's why they said he was more realistic. Or hold on. Is it? Hold on.
By the way, I'm leaving my reaction in there.
Oh God.
So this is what the scene looked like. That was the outside.
Yeah, those clowns are scary looking.
Oh.
Wait, somebody get on it? No me acuerdo who was afraid of clowns. Wasn't it you? Weren't you afraid of clowns?
Yeah. China's afraid of clowns.
I remember somebody being afraid of clowns.
China's afraid of clowns, and I remember one time.
I'm like fine watching him like this, but
One time, me and I forgot who, we were like, I think it was a friend of ours, or was it my tia? I think it was, oh fuck, I don't remember who, but we said, hey, when we lived closer, when she lived closer to us, we were like, hey, what if we dress up as clowns and go scare the shit out of her?
y'all are assholes.
You guys did? Did you guys do it?
We didn't, but we were like, hey, we'll have somebody knock at the front door as a clown, and we'll have somebody knock on her window as a clown.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Just you got lucky.
Why don't you?
But you know what though, dude? I swear, we get that from our grandma.
Oh yeah.
We get that evil side from our grandma. Our grandma used to scare the crap out of my aunts and my uncles.
Yeah.
Yes. Like while
That's
she's
cool.
looking for the picture, when my aunts were little, so in my grandma's house, there's one bedroom, two bedrooms, and then the back door and the kitchen, right? Like pretty much like all along the same wall going towards the backyard. So my aunts were jumping on the bed in their room, and they have a window pointed towards the backyard, and my grandma was in the kitchen. So she went out the back door and she started knocking. She got like creeped up right below the window. She started knocking on the window. And the girls were like, what? Like they stopped. And then they like looked like, did you hear that? And my grandma was listening to them. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? And they're like, oh, they kept jumping. And my grandma knocked again on the window. And they like stopped. They're like, oh my God, what is that? What is that? And my grandma says that the entire time she's laughing. She's laughing, but she's laughing quietly, right? Because she doesn't want to get caught. And that she knocks one more time, and they're like, no. And they're like, oh, screaming. They're so scared. They were little. And my grandma, she goes, I am crying from laughing so hard at the thing. Ew.
And then that was
Does it not have teeth or something?
Oh my gosh. That's his body? Oh my God. That's another Pascualita. I'll be deleting that shit right away.
Yeah, another Pascualita for you.
Oh,
Send me her
hell.
Pascualitas, man.
I know. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so my grandma ended up knocking one more time, and the girls are screaming and they start crying at this point, but they're too scared to leave the room. And she hears them crying, and she goes, I walk into the house and I'm crying too, but from laughing so hard. And I go over there and I go, what's wrong? And they're like, Bob, somebody was knocking on the window. We don't know what it was, da, 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 whatever. And she's just laughing, cracking up, laughing, crying from laughing so hard. And then they go, it was you. And she was like, yeah, ha, 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 it was a joke. And they're like,
but you know what? My
her
grandpa
daughters are
is the
crying.
same way, and he goes along with what she does.
Yeah.
Well, hey, teamwork.
My grandpa le sigue la corriente.
Yeah.
He's like, you want to
He
scare the
knows,
shit
he
out of your
knows.
grandkids? Cool, let's scare them.
Él
Look at
sabe
that
lo
evil
que es
side.
bueno. Sabe que si se pone en contra, así le va.
Heck yeah. My grandma loves scaring people. And I love it too. I think it's so funny. All right, China, it's your turn.
Okay, so my next story, we've all heard it. It is of Bloody Mary.
Oh, yes, we have. You guys, I just want to say, I never had the guts to do it at school. I was too scared. I was too scared. I never did it.
I don't think I never did it either.
No, I was scared. I was a weenie. I was like, oh, bye.
Yeah. So this ritual encouraged young women to walk up a flight of stairs backwards, holding a candle and a hand in the mirror in a darkened house. And as they gazed into the mirror, they were supposed to be able to catch a view of their future husband's face. And there was, however, a chance that they could see a skull or the face of the Grim Reaper. And this indicated that you were going to die before you had a chance to marry. And this is done by repeatedly chanting her name into a mirror placed in a dimly lit or candlelit room. The name must be uttered 13 times or some other specified number of times. And the Bloody Mary would appear. Allegedly, it appears as a corpse, as a witch, or as a ghost. And that can either be friendly, evil, or a demonic spirit. And sometimes you would see her covered in blood. The lore surrounding the ritual states that participants may endure the like whatever it is, it's screaming.
Okay.
It's screaming at them, cursing at them, strangling them, stealing their soul, drinking their blood, or scratching their eyes out.
Thank God I was a weenie.
You're like, good job there.
That's why you don't do that.
That's why I'm still here.
I have survived.
Because I lost my place.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
So the identification of this woman that appears when you say the name, it's never really pinpointed at who it is. So some people say that it is Mary of England, the daughter of Henry, I think the Fifth, or something like that.
Yeah.
Who was around 300 religious Protestants that burned and staked during her region, and then earning the name Bloody Mary. Or it's Elizabeth Bathory, a 17th century Hungarian, what is it called? A countess?
Yeah.
A countess?
A countess, because you know how before they used to have certain words?
Names, yeah.
Yeah.
Who allegedly tortured and killed around 660 girls and women and bathed in their blood, and was accused of vampirism.
Yes.
Ooh, maybe
yes,
that one,
because
because that one gave me the chill.
So she used to believe, if I'm right, because I've heard this one, she used to believe that it would give her youth and her beauty if she bathed in virgin blood, right?
Yeah.
So she used to
that's why she
kill
girls and women.
She used to kill and torture little girls, dude. women and girls and little girls. That story was so sad. Yeah, I heard that one too. Yep.
And then there's a third one, and this is Mary Worth, who has been identified as either a woman who killed slaves escaping American South via underground railroads, or a woman who was burned at the stake of during the witch trials.
Oh shit.
So that's my
Damn.
story.
Wow.
Dude, when I
We're
was in
not.
elementary school, they used to say, "Oh, let's go to the bathroom and do Bloody Mary," and you used to have to look in the mirror, turn off the lights,
Mhm.
which back then we were able to turn off the lights, right? Because you had the
Uh-huh.
switch.
The little
But
switch.
the little switch. I don't know if they still have that in schools now. I don't think so, but
Probably not.
but you used to look in the mirror, you had to say Bloody Mary 3 times. But looking in the mirror. I think the furthest I got was like 1 Bloody Mary, and then I ran out of there. I think, nah, I'm good. Never mind. I
You're
regret it.
like ñacas.
Nope. I'm a weenie and I accept
Yeah.
it and it's fine. And thank God, because
You
all
never know,
that
nothing
stuff.
can pop up.
Hell no. Like I said, I respect it.
And the fact that this
I'm
was
good.
for women who just wanted to see what their future husband would look like.
I know.
For what? They have no idea. Just wait.
I know. Yeah, no,
Write it
just
out.
wait. It ain't worth it. No. Manifest it. Say what you want out in the world and then don't give in until you find it. That's what I did. I told
It
my
might
mom,
take a few times, but you'll get there eventually.
you'll get there. Don't worry about it. It
You
might
don't
seem like
call. You don't
late.
gotta call nobody.
You got it. Yeah. No, I remember one time telling my mom, one day I'm going to marry a guy that looks like this and this and this. And I swear, looks just like my husband. I swear. Pretty much just like my husband. I told my mom, I'm going to marry that. She goes, don't say that. And I'm like, nope, that's what I'm going to marry one day. And what did I get? Exactly what I said. But don't give
there
in,
you
ladies.
go.
Don't give in. Manifest it. Throw it out there. Be like, I want a man like this and this and this, and he'll come to you. Don't be doing Bloody Mary. That bitch is evil.
Yeah, you'll have a better chance manifesting than calling that one.
Yes.
That's
No.
why, like, a lot of people don't like reading into futures and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah, like como que te leen las manos and stuff like that.
I don't do
psychics
that.
and medium. Well,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, mediums.
Yeah, mediums.
mediums and all the fortune tellers and all that.
Yes.
Like, that's why some people would rather stay away, because don't they say, like, even if you do get it read or something like that, then it's possibility it changes now.
It might. I mean,
Because
probably.
I think
Or
the
you
thing
might
is that you
attract
open
something.
a door.
Yeah,
You
like you
open a
attract something.
door that you have closed. And once you open that door, you can't close it anymore. What I was saying was that you open a door, and once you open that door, it's so hard or non-existent to be able to close it. That's why you just gotta respect it and leave it alone. Like, I have heard so many stories about brujeria. I have heard so many stories about opening those types of doors into evil that it's like,
Yeah.
it's better to leave it alone.
I know. I have never done that. Has anybody done that? Like any readings, like que les lean su futuro?
No.
I have very close people that I know that have done that y que sí les
Me
dicen.
too. Oh, no, I haven't. I also have someone very, very close to me that has had cards read, has gone to mediums, has gone to to find out si le han hecho trabajo. And I'm just like, you know what? There's a psychic close to my house, like 3 blocks away from my house. And I was telling my husband one time, I was like, you know what? One time I was really curious to just stop by and see kind of what it's like and the experience, to see what it is. Cause you see it in movies and it's always the same thing.
Yeah.
Like a gitana looking girl with the
La bola.
ball. And yeah, and it's like all the lights and the telas everywhere. And I'm like, I wonder if that's really how it's like. And I had a moment where I was like, oh, maybe I'll go one day. And then I thought to myself, I don't want to open that door.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious, but I'm not that curious. I don't want to risk. My life is good. I don't want to risk anything. Like, fuck that. I'm good.
Yeah,
Thank
me
you.
too.
I respect
Me
it.
too.
I respect it. If you want to go get your cards read, or you want to go to a medium and a psychic, I'm too scared. I'm a weenie. I can't.
Me too, because say
like,
for instance, they do tell you stuff, but then como que abres un portal and then it's like se te hace peor, o sea, si
Yes.
de por sí tienes problemas, si vas y te lo abren más y sale peor, mejor no.
Oh,
Entonces,
no.
me too. I respect that too. I respect people who do it and everything, but I personally would not go.
Oh, yeah,
either.
no, nothing against people that do it. Like, if you
Yeah.
do it, good for you, but I don't
Yeah.
do it. I'm too
Me
scared
too.
to do it.
I'm more like, what's meant for me will come to me.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
Naturally. Yeah.
But even me, I'm like, if I went to a psychic, it wouldn't be like, oh, what's gonna be my future? If I went to a psychic, it would be like, where do I buy the lottery ticket that's gonna give me $1 million?
Right?
That's what I'm talking about. I don't care. Like my future, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I don't want to open no door to change it.
No, and the thing is que siempre que vas, they give you like bad stuff, like, oh, somebody's doing this to you, or oh, this and that. It's never like, oh, you're perfect and
Really?
fine and you're living a good life. No, it's always like que te
Te
están
pasan
haciendo
trabajos
trabajo.
and shit like that, right? Yeah.
is it like
Really?
they find something wrong?
Y te quedas con esa mentalidad de que, oh shit, somebody is
Like,
doing
there's someone
trabajo.
out there and I know.
Like,
You know
yo
what's
mejor,
funny?
mejor agarro la pinche, ¿cómo se dice? La ruda. Paso la ruda y agarro el huevo.
Te pasas el huevo.
Huh.
Y lo,
What is it? What do you sleep on top of? ¿Qué pones debajo de tu cama? Un huevo, ¿no?
I think I think it's like te limpias con el huevo and I think you pray like 3 times or something like that. And then you break it and you put it under your bed or something like that.
Yeah.
Algo así.
Something. Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So one time nos pusimos a platicar, my husband and I, and we were talking about oh my gosh, what were we talking about? If we believed in brujeria. Because I had been listening to a different podcast where all they do is talk about scary stories, right? And it's a lot of brujeria stuff in Mexico, which Mexico is a lot more known for that stuff. Latinoamerica is a lot more known for that stuff than here in the US. But
Yeah.
so we were talking about it, and he goes, "Do you believe in that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I believe in that. I believe that, like, I
There's
believe people
evil.
can do trabajo on you, but I think that it affects you if you allow it to. I think it affects you if you open the door and you allow it to keep you back. Because I think that
Yeah.
if you don't, si no le pones atención, then I don't think it has effect on me. Because like I've heard people say like, oh, well, you know, people were doing trabajo on me. They were doing work on me. For people that don't speak Spanish, they were doing like witchcraft on me or whatever. And that's why my life is like this or like this or like this, or that's why my life has done that. And I don't think that's true. I think people's lives change depending on the decisions you make.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the trabajo or it can try to influence you to go a certain way. But I think at the end of the day, if you don't listen to that influence, or if you decide, no, I'm going to do this, I don't think it can affect you. Me.
Yeah. I don't know. I have my doubts on that one too. Like, I don't know.
Like, I respect it. I
Yeah.
believe enough to respect it and leave it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, como conozco like people, like really close people que, well, I don't know if you guys know La Santa Muerte.
Yeah.
And like there's people who like pray to her, right?
Yeah.
Y eso
Yeah.
no es brujería que le hacen a otras personas, pero es algo como que al que le rezan a ella.
Yes.
And I have heard like from really close people que they like le empiezan a rezar and stuff, and then later they can't release her. Like she's very, I guess they've told me que es muy como celosa and stuff. And if they see you like loving someone else, then you'll start like they start messing with you and like getting rid of like the people that you start loving, or la empiezas a traer encima. Like I have like that kind of stuff, and I'm like,
there's a parade para la Santa Muerte in Mexico. I remember going down a rabbit hole, and it's a parade y todos están cargando la Santa Muerte and ídolos and everything about her. Like it's everywhere, and people take her flowers and people pray and everything. And it's like a legit parade day known for la Santa Muerte.
oh yeah, y le tienes que dar como cosas, ¿no? Like le haces como un altar or something like that, ¿no? Es como un altar también.
Yep. It's crazy. I forgot what part of Mexico though.
So this story is on Buhag. It's called the Buhag, and it's from South Carolina. This one is an entity, not of this world. And they say that in the daylight, she looks normal. So it's a she. She looks normal and human. But at night, they have no skin, and it makes them look like red, como que si fuera like blood, como like their skin.
Oh my gosh.
Is red. Yes. Y si te miran como que vas caminando and you guys like make eye contact, que like it follows you. It follows you. They see you in the daytime and they follow you home. And at night, they wait until night. And if you have to lock your doors, your windows, everything has to be locked. And if not, they'll try to like get in through like the cracks, the doors, que no estén cerrados y eso.
Oh
They will get
no.
in. And they climb on top of you. And while you're sleeping, and they suck like your life
Yeah.
and your breath and energy because that's what they don't have. Like no tienen vida y no tienen pues edad. No tienen energy ni vida. And they say there's protections that you can do. This is like exactly that they do this. Que they put like they place bowls of rice like junto a su cama, and by the doors they place like a broom that sticks, like those broomsticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess they get distracted. Like this person, this entity, it gets distracted if it sees like rice bowls or like the broomstick because it starts counting. So by the time they're counting, se puede amanecer en shit y pues ya no te pueden llevar, no se te pueden subir y matarte, pero que se roban tu energía. Yeah. And that one is called a boo hag. It's kind of reminding me of
Boo
like
hag.
el muerto que de nosotros que cuando se te sube el muerto, but not as
Yes.
bad.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought cuando se te sube el muerto.
Yes, that's what I thought too. But they supposedly in South Carolina is like very like famous, it's known, and it's called the boo hag.
Dude,
I was
I would
like,
have my bed, if I was in South Carolina, I would have my bed frame made of like the huge barrels just filled with rice.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
filled with
yeah.
just a ginormous barrel just filled with rice and be like, oh, have fun counting all the goddamn rice.
I'll have like two of them, like on each
Huh.
side and shit.
And be like,
Oh yeah.
brooms everywhere.
See?
Be like, why
But
do you
that's
have a broom in each room? Be like, oh, so the boo hag has some counting to do. It won't attack me.
yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, well,
Ever.
yo lo empecé, cuando empecé a escucharlo, like to read it, I was like, that kind of reminds me of like El Muerto, like in
Yes.
Mexican, El Muerto, but el de nosotros no está tan bad, because it doesn't like, well, not that I know, que se han robado nada. You still wake up.
Hey, I know. We should do our research on cuando se nos sube el muerto, what it is, what the origin is.
Yeah, we should.
That would be so good.
I know.
For the next one.
Yeah, we should.
That would be good. How interesting. Oh my gosh. That was a good one too.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, ahora I went out like trying to get something como it was in Mexican para ver other like a ver otras
Cultures,
cosas.
yeah.
But you know what? They kind of like not assimilate to Mexican, pero como que they all like kind of in a way, como like this one with the muerto and the blue hag, they have like their own versions, you know what I mean?
But it's so similar.
Well,
Like La Llorona.
Yeah. Yes.
Like everyone has a version in Latin America, everyone has a version of La Llorona.
Yeah. Or like the one that you had told the other time too, la de los dientes
Yes.
from Colombia, and the one that
Yes.
Sissy said, sort of, también.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Dang, that's so interesting. Those are good stories.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look for more.
I know. These episodes are fun.
Maybe somebody, if you guys have like a family member, que les cuente like a story or something like that has happened to them, that would be cool too.
Okay. Okay, so real quick before the end of this episode 8, right?
I think so.
Yeah, this is episode 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Before we end this episode, okay, so a very well-known story about our family is in our grandparents' house. They have a pretty big backyard, but instead of being wide, it's long. Backwards, if that makes sense. Okay. So who was it? Anyways, one of our aunts is looking for our grandma, and it's dark. It's late at night. They woke up from sleeping and they're looking for our grandma and they can't find her. And they look for her in the room. They look for her in the bathroom. This house has one bathroom. Okay. So they look for her in the bathroom, look for her in the room. They can't find her. They go to the kitchen. They can't find her. And they look out. So the door to the backyard has a window and they see something in the backyard. So they open the door, they go outside, and they're looking for my grandma. And they're like, Mom, they're looking for her. And they see a lady in a white dress walking by in the backyard.
Oh crap.
Yes, they
Please
see
don't tell me it's your grandma.
This
They
is like
see
the
a-
only story that is in our family.
Like the
Yeah.
main story, yes, that everybody knows in our family. There's a lady in a white dress just walking in the backyard, and they think it's our grandma.
Uh-huh.
So they're calling out to her, and nothing happens. Grandma doesn't respond, or something happens, and for whatever reason, they don't go back there, right, China? They don't go
Yeah.
back there. They
So
go back
another thing is at my grandma's house, it's a bunch of trees.
fruit
Mhm.
trees.
Like she planted a bunch of trees back there. So that's why you can't really, it's not just a plain view.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, there's like things.
bushes because she loves fruit. So she planted a lot of fruit trees.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they don't see the full figured woman, but they see a woman in a white dress. So they can't see her face. And they're calling out to her, and she doesn't respond. So I don't remember if they just go back to bed, or if my grandpa wakes up or something. But anyways, they end up finding out that my grandma was in bed the whole time.
Yeah.
My grandma was in bed the
Wait,
whole time.
so whatever passed, it was not your grandma.
Exactly. So the lady in the white dress in the backyard going through the fruit trees was not my grandma.
Oh crap! So it was like
Yeah.
an American Llorona.
Yes. Una aparición.
Yeah.
No manches.
Yes. Yes.
And ever since, ya no les ha pasado nada. Like nobody has got scared after that. Like there hasn't been any more like apariciones there at that house.
I think
And you know what? I've been to your grandma's house.
I think
once
we've
or
kind of
twice.
always just had a buddy system though, because we always went back there with somebody. Like we weren't
Yes.
back there by ourselves.
Like you guys would not go by yourselves.
Yeah, no,
No.
not by ourselves ever. Like it was always
Uh-uh.
like we always had someone with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone was going out there with us. There
Yeah.
was another one. Sheena, I don't know if you heard this one, but I forgot who it was. When they first moved into that house, it was pretty beat up and they had to fix it. But in our grandma's room, the wall in our grandparents' closet is the wall to the bathroom. Right? So they share a wall. And there was a hole in the wall of the closet that would look into the bathtub. And I forgot who it was. I don't remember if it was one of our aunts or one of our uncles, but they looked through the hole to go through to the tub, and it looked like somebody was floating in the bathtub. And they hadn't, like, nobody was in the bathroom, and they like walked around and went to go look in the bathroom, and it was empty.
Oh crap.
But when they had looked through the hole, there was somebody floating in the bathtub. Yeah. Yeah.
And this is
And
like
you
a
did-
bigger house. And back then where it was built, so it was like the house, and then right across from it was just a field.
Yeah. Just a huge
Yeah.
field.
And then close to that are train tracks.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember I've been there. Okay, I have been to that to your grandma's house once or twice.
Yeah.
So I kind of know how it kind of looks.
You know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are the two like mainly known stories in our family of stuff that have happened at my grandma's house.
Yeah, other than that, it's just
Mhm.
we're pretty chill.
Other than that, it's chill.
Yeah.
And then we're fine. We're fine. Yeah. But yeah.
That's cool. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, not cool, but it's like, damn, you know, like.
Uh-huh. And then I think we've slept over at our grandma's house, what? Twice?
Maybe.
Like
Wow.
twice. We did not sleep at my grandma's house a lot. And when we did sleep at our grandma's house, like nos juntaban los sillones, the couches, they would like put them together so we wouldn't fall off and would share, or we would end up sleeping in like our cousin's room. That house was creepy at night. And it was cold.
Yeah, it was
It
always
was so cold in that house, dude.
And then the floor is tile, so it's not
Mhm.
like carpet anywhere or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was just cold and it was
Creepy.
tile. And then the garage, when you would go into the garage, it was so packed with so much stuff. Who knows what was in there? Yeah. And then like
Yeah.
they had cats, so you would randomly hear noises, and supposedly it was the cats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
but that
crying of
house-
the cat.
And then my
But the house was
grandma's
so
house
cool.
is once it's dark and all the lights are off, it's quiet.
Yes.
You don't hear not one thing. It's just
No.
quiet.
So quiet. So quiet, so cold. And then
It
you're
is.
just like laying there at night, like, fuck, I'm gonna sleep here tonight.
Yeah.
Like,
And
mom, ven por mí.
This was
I
like when
know.
phones weren't around, nothing was around, and then they were the type that when it was time to go to bed, TVs are off. Nobody should have a TV on. There's no reason why a TV should be on.
Yes.
Like
Oh gosh,
everything
yes.
had to be off. And if a light was on, later on, like they would go to bed and then they would come by and be like, "Why is the light still on? Why are you still awake?" And they would turn it off.
Yes.
And so you both of you guys got to stay together like at your grandma's house? Like you guys like slept over at your grandma's house while like
I think
juntas?
so, no, China? Like once or twice?
I think so. I don't
I think
even
like once, but it was so we didn't really spend the night there, but it was so rare. But I think the one time we did, it was just like once, and that was it. But it was like China said, like once the lights were out, no TV,
Like y'all need
no,
to go to
like
sleep.
everyone needs to go to sleep. And it was like, okay, good night.
like you
Get in
had to
bed,
be
good
in
night.
bed by like 9 o'clock, and then you had to be awake by like 7 or 8 in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And you could not turn on the TV until like 12 at noon.
Yeah, you couldn't turn on the TV in the morning because my grandma used to tell us, that the TV would suck us in.
Yeah.
I
Your
swear.
grandma and your grandpa are old school, huh?
Yeah, they're old school. Yep.
That's cool.
Yep. And they were like, okay, good night. And then like go to their room. And we were like, what?
And they would shut the door. So it's not like it was open. So they would shut the door.
Ustedes como like, are we gonna go to sleep for real?
We're all fucking scared. No, but if they heard you talking, they would tell you like, hey, cállate.
Yeah. My grandpa would just be like, hey. Or if not,
Swear.
Oh
my
god.
grandma would be like, ya duérmense.
Yeah, I swear to God.
And then so their layout is their room is on one side of the house, and then it's the bathroom, and then it's the other room.
Yeah.
And that's
going
where
down
all
ways.
the grandkids slept. And then there was another room. So in that hall, there was a door to the other room, but it was mostly blocked off with a bunch of like junk.
Yeah.
So you can enter through that way.
Yeah. Ah, memories.
Memories. We should talk about that. We should like on another episode talk about like memories that you guys have, like especially since you guys like grew up together. Like stories que tengan hasta de como de your grandparents and stuff like that. Like those
That
are
would
pretty
be
cool
so
too.
funny. And you know what's funny? Like for viewers, if you know that are watching this. So Rosa was best friends with one of our cousins since what, Rosa? Preschool?
Elementary.
Kindergarten. And then they were friends until what, high school?
Oh, we were friends the whole time after high school. And then I got like sort of married. I got married, and then like after like a year after my marriage, we started talking again. And then from there,
you became best friends with China's sister.
Yes.
And then you met China, and then years later, we started
so
talking.
little. China was so little, and she would go to my house.
Yes.
And then from there, like we started hanging around, and then that's when I met you too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. By the way, when she first met me, she didn't like me.
I didn't. I was like, oh, she's a bitch. Not. I didn't. She's evil. I was like, me cae gorda.
Le caigo
Like,
gorda
you know.
al mundo. Es okay.
Hey, pero es que si no le cae uno gordo, no. You don't click when someone when you don't think that.
You always have to kind of be like the stank.
Right? Like,
and now we
like,
talk.
oh,
we
shit,
talk
we're so
every
much
day.
alike.
And now we talk every day.
Yes.
Our group chat. Yeah, our group chat is 4 years strong.
Yeah, and we're going. We're still
going.
Yeah.
This episode was fun.
Yeah.
This episode was fun. But all right, ladies, unless you guys have anything else to add, I think this is the end of our episode.
Yes. Just want to say thank you guys for watching, and hope we keep continuing to make more stories, and we hope you guys like them and enjoy them.
Yes. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment any stories you guys have for us, anything you guys want us to look into, any personal stories, any myths you guys have heard, let us know, and we will talk about it here.
Oh, yeah.
All righty. All right, ladies. I will see you guys next week.
Wait.
Don't forget.
Cheers.
Sorry,
I almost did. Cheers.
Cheers.
Episode 7. Oh, no, 8. Episode 8. Episode 8. Sorry. Cheers, ladies. All right. We'll see each other next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.